Nijikata, and welcome to the lunchtime run around. Uh, Small little change from what normal because I decided to experiment with doing my little tower things because in creative mode I don't have to harvest everything to play around with stuff. So I've just been playing around with the little math run anyhow, but um, kind of making examples for my own quick reference of what things should look like when I do them correctly and what they look like when I do them very, very wrong. Uh, oh, uh-oh. Um, sort of. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I did a lot of building. Most of this I did last night. Um, Here's my first little nightmare. Me trying to do my little circles and do a visual of the outside ring. This is just the very basic, the black and white area. Um, just the very square. That's a nice way to put it. Those are just very, very square. Same with this next one. Um, I prefer to do them in odd numbers because of the it's nighttime. Anyhow, for the towers I create, it's just the way the math works for the openings back in the day. Odd numbers were the way to go. So I'll usually have like five for the minimum. Three works, but five I think is better for windows and arches. So like five here, and then the diameter, yeah, circumference, diameter. Let's see how many times I mess that up. Anyhow, so for the diameter, I also like to have that be odd. And of course, if you want a nice round item, you want the two diameters to match. If you don't have it matching, even if it's just off by one, they will not match, and you will get this. This bar right here, this dark blue bar directly in front of me, uh, that is one box shy from the other three. And the other three are even numbers. Or no, they're even. Because I messed up counting and gave them each an additional box, but this one I did not. I thought I counted right, but um, when I was doing the middle arches, I guess the arch between the two, um, I noticed this. It didn't match up. Like it kind of matches up. Let's see how that gold is flush up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the shorter one. See how that connects that way? And it's got the two gaps. Whereas over here, for the ones that are the same distance, they only have the one across this middle top. Even though that duplicates, I usually remove the where it overlaps, just because aesthetics. But yeah, so that happened. So while that would make a very nice oblong, um, it's not actually as hard as I thought it is. It was really distorting because I hadn't realized at the time that I had made that error, and it's very slight. But if I turn, you can see it quite clearly. So that was my first attempt. I decided to just leave it in case I ever feel like making any egg shapes or oblong shapes. Also, this is just a test world, but this is an amazing seed. It's just very, very warm. I'm kind of over winter. I apologize. Uh, so I might experiment with this seed. because it's pretty. Um, but yeah, so then this is me trying to build an absolutely massive pointy tower, kind of like the ones you see in Tibet. Um, I very much uh, bit off more than I can chew. The math kind of to work. Let's see. It has so dark, and that's not going to help. This is the tinted glass. I did not know it was quite that dark, and it's not actually reflective. Great. Okay, but yeah. So if it's too, it has to be. The flat walls have to be high enough so that when you build the point, it will meet in the center. Unless you want to do something wonky and have multiple different uh, towers mixed in, which I really don't want to do that. I have done very mismatched rectangles with the towers on the corners, and then sort of done this little bit here to sort of have the archway. So this would be where the blue boxes are would normally be open, and then the archway would be up here. It really doesn't look as good in glass as I expected. Um, but yeah, so this would be like the doubling it up. This is just the generic way that I usually do it, and if you, I, yeah, I don't like how it looks. It's not doing what I really want. Oh, I wish I could get those other files working. They are just too old, I believe. So that's why I'm building this, which I'll probably abandon. Um, because I wasn't sure which corner I wanted. I'll probably recreate this, maybe someplace else. I'm not sure. Anyhow, uh, this is more rounded, I discovered. So it's, again, playing with the numbers. Okay, this is starting from the middle. I think 5, 2, 2, 5. Yeah, and then this one's 3, 2. So do it all. It does that. Whereas this one is 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Because I just didn't make it long enough to be able to do the full 5. Or wait a minute, 4, 6, 7. So yeah, 3, 3, and 1, 7. Okay, so yeah, 7 here or 9. This one would be 9 wide at that base. This one would be 7. I don't particularly enjoy doing quick math because I'm usually wrong, but that sounds right. We're gonna go with it. But yeah, see how it's just a little bit more gentle. Um, I would love to be able to recreate this as a roof. This one would actually probably be a lot easier to do as a roof. And I think the only difference I would have to do is instead of no, I would have to do that. So to make a dome, there. I was planning on doing a filled out version here. So 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, and then 1. Basically, there we go. Because it doesn't, yeah. Oh, I really wish I had my old castle. They were absolute geometry nightmares. I do like some geometry. Just explaining the numbers on why that geometry works, less so. Uh, Also, speaking of geometry, I might as well just mention this real quick. There was an old TV show called Square One TV that used to be on PBS. Do not know if they still have it, but if they do, I highly recommend watching it because it is so much fun. Yeah, I'm just going to take a screenshot and then extract this. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. Screenshot. Yay, screenshot I will never, ever, ever use, probably. Right. But yeah, Square One TV kids show actually had an episode where they were explaining the physics and the geometry for pool. And while it sounds like something you would never use, I found it extremely helpful with playing pool. And explaining that to my engineer friends, they just, what was it? They decided, they're like, no one really does the actual math. It's like, so you're not actually using math to do this. And it's just like, yes, you are. Muscle memory can learn pressure and time. So you are doing the math of how much you, uh, how far you have to pull your arm back versus how much force you're using. While you might not be using numbers per se, you are still doing math for your physical abilities, which I can do that version of math pretty well, pretty reliably, which would fall into the muscle memory category that some people say doesn't exist, but okay. But yeah, sorry, rambling. But yeah, so math, muscle memory, yes. And I do really recommend watching that show to get better at pool. Uh, it's They don't just go over the math because you can't do that with pool. They actually teach you how to play pool properly, and they have visuals. So it's a really good method for learning. And plus, the show just in general is really good for math. I mean, I'm fairly certain the only reason I even got as far in my math classes as I did was because of their show, because they just really did explain it that well. I am using diamonds to mark my openings for what I plan on eventually having as windows. And I'm actually going to be smart and leave a gap for myself. Unlike with that monstrosity, I did not do that. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Little ramble tangent on the joys of pool and TV shows from the 80s. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm really just here just exploring because I need this. I need to have this visual because I'm just frustrating myself far too much in my actual world. So yes, I'll be building all this all over again. Double the work. But for a personal endeavor, I do not mind too much. It's not like don't have a mountain of alts in every single video game I've ever played. Oh wait, I do. Um, okay. Now, okay. How did I mess up? That's how I messed up. Okay. Ah, all right. So this is why I like to do odd numbers. I like to have uh, that kind of archway. Again, back when I started doing this, you could not use stairs upside down. I tried. I had to Google it back then. I was very disappointed, but I can do that now, so that's all that matters. Alrighty. Now, with these little windows, that's just... Okay. Anyhow. I'm just... There's going to be so much tearing stuff down, because this has... For this particular stuff, I want it to be tall. I don't know where my old notes are. I actually do have sketches of how I envision and how I used to build them on graph paper even. Unfortunately, when I bought my house a couple years ago, everything is still packed. Everything. It has been several years and I still have not managed to fully unpack because I have more stuff than my house can very easily hold. Mm, okay. Thank you. Alright. I'm just going to do base. I think that. That's going to be a problem child. Because, yeah. Another thing I can try and remember. Mm, This was supposed to be the easy method for how I used to do this. I'm not. It's not turning out that way. Alright, where can I destroy? Much longer version is to build up from nothing. Yeah, I just kind of fully understood that. Okay. Back to these. Of course, I'm going to do my really real space. Why not? Okay. The old original method was whatever. Okay, so it was to build out from the bottom. Yeah. But then I did not have the nice handy colored blocks to keep track of my progress. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this side blank, I think, so that I can, yeah, this side's just gonna stay nice and flat, so I can mess myself up later, but hopefully I can get a nice image of just how it looks. Just not do that. That's gonna mess everything up. It's gonna be the same no matter what. I can always dig down and destroy it later. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, this is how I experimented the first time trying to figure out how to do this. And I did get good enough that I could just skip it, but that's apparently no longer the case, and I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. Almost this works really good with the square style. I don't think it really works with the but yeah. Sorry. This is just I overestimated my ability to remember what I want to do. But yeah, this is also how like I figured out that if you cut back to get to the circles, and this is when really playing around with it, and then you can see because I like the stepping stone style roof, which is what I wanted to create. How do I turn this clutter off? Controls, color, spacing, narrator, hide. And I want to turn that off, and I don't remember how to do that. Yeah, whatever. Way too quick. Oh well. There we go. You can see. But yeah, the color difference, that's the other thing of why I use the earth blocks when I'm working with the the glass. Because just using one, it blends, and I make lots of mistakes. Don't think I really grasped creative mode back in the day because I just used survival mode, and I want to say that I only played back when there was any survival mode, or at least for the version I got. I don't know. Why doesn't that look right? Oh, that's right, because I had this thing there. So I didn't really know I could do creative mode back in the day, which is potentially a good thing considering I was also and jobs and stuff that I didn't particularly like. So should be normal. Well, I can copy this world, can't I? Yes, I can. Ooh, I can copy it and hack this thing up. Let me, I don't know what I wanted to. How many time is it? I have 10 hours. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's, I could actually like play with that. One more level. I know if I don't get this other level, I'm not going to have it as high as I need to carve around. I don't think I even have it high enough, even with this level. So, not going to be quite perfect, but it should work for intents and purposes of today's research. And then later, I'll just make this bigger. This is why, well, I hope so, because it's a lot of work, and I'd have to do this all with dirt and find all the dirt in survival mode, and then build on top of it. Kind of like, well, it is like mold making. This would be just like creating a master for a mold and then putting the product on top to hollow out the inside. And I guess I could harvest enough white wool to try that in the normal world. But okay. Let's save the world. Single player. Recreate. Create. Does it copy? I think it copies. Oh. Oh well. Experiment time. It's just gonna create a blank world, isn't it? I think it is. Shoot. Oh well. Yeah, it did. It did not do what I expected. Oh, this is a different starting point. There is no sand there. Maybe I'll get lucky. Wow, that was a radically different spawn point. No, wait, no, it wasn't. I didn't change my spawn point. That's right. I had flown. That's right. Nope, it did exactly, loaded me exactly where I had been before. Okay, yeah, this is not, no. It did not do what I wanted it to do. Okay, I don't know how to copy worlds. Quit. Single player. Building test. Delete. Yes. Rats. Okay, so so if I wanted to have a more round rounded, or just to have my normal 5 across. That. The reason I did the see, that's why I do the boop 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 directly around. There. So I do like that shape. If I wanted to raise it, theoretically, I'd have to just do. This isn't gonna work right, is it? It might. 2, 3, 1. It might. Again. Everything would need to be raised. I miscounted. I'm just going to do those 2 doorways. I can pretend I know what I'm doing. I really didn't cut this in half well. Oh well. There we go. There we go. That's better. Oh, yay. And then painting oneself into corners. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this one. I did all that other stuff. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to be really super overly complicated, aren't I? Okay, so if I wanted to stretch it, that's what I would have to do. No! 1 minute. I can't get this down. Yeah. I have the base, it's just. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that to one door. Okay, so that. Trying to do too many things at once, and how it doesn't always work. Okay, so I want to have two. That's what it was. Yikes. Okay. So this is where my conundrum happens. Alright, so if you want to have the extremely tall version, I really just have to. Wait, I'm not going to be late. This oh, is what you can kind of build down at this point, but it throws off. Yeah, this is the issue I had. Yeah, that's where the problem kind of starts. The numbers stop working. 4. You get sort of the weird tower that I am not creating. Well, I'm kind of creating it well. 3, 4. Shoot. I want to do that for all of them. I think so. Okay, yeah, I really have to go at this point. Unfortunately. Um, 5. Yeah, that's where 5. Did I add up 2? I added 1. And yeah, this is where the math goes. Kabooey. Not really. Wait. Yeah, it just yeah. Ooh, I'm making myself late. Anyhow, yeah, it's just the math changes with what you do. And I really messed up somehow. Yeah, because if you're trying to do it this, you add the extra one, it no longer does the nice slinky peak. It does this, which can look nice if I can ever remember how to do it. If I have an extra block here, I have a couple of extra blocks here. Yeah, so okay, yeah, I have to go. But I will see y'all either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, possibly tonight. But see y'all later. Bye bye.